Are you looking to break into the medical device industry? Well, you've come to the right place. Good afternoon. My name is Greg Gudowski. I'm the Executive Director for the Center for Medical Technology and Innovation within the Department of Biomedical Engineering here at the University of Rochester. Within the CMTI, we've created a novel MS degree program in biomedical engineering that's really focused on medical device design. Many attributes of this program really give you an edge into breaking into the medical device industry, and it focuses on the commercialization of medical technology. The one attribute that I'm going to focus on in this particular video is really the value that you gain by working in the operating room. And in particular, I'm going to talk about why this experience is so important for biomedical engineering students and why it gives them an edge when they're looking for jobs down the road. And in particular, I'm going to focus on some of the things that we do to meet this need here at the University of Rochester. So are you one of those students that's really uncertain about whether you want to apply to medical school next year or go into industry? Well, this program really could be the program for you. Imagine that you enter the operating room. The operating room is an environment where you're probably going to know right off the bat whether you're suitable for medical school or not. In fact, we've had students in the past that have come into our program wanting to be in the medical device industry and then choose to pursue a career in medicine. And we've also had the opposite happen. For example, we've had students that have come in thinking they want to go into medicine only to find out that they really like the medical device industry. There are really advantages to both. For example, if you're interested in pursuing medicine, the operating room experience will not only allow you to establish clinical contacts and references for your future application, but it'll also provide you with relevant experience within the discipline of medicine and surgery, both things that you can write about in applications to medical school, which are highly valuable in the future. You'll also learn about the commercialization process of medical technology, and that's critical because when you become a physician, right, you'll have experience in knowing how a medical device actually gets to market. So let's suppose you decide that you really think industry is the best route for you. Why is the operating room environment so important to you? Well, there are a number of reasons, and actually the number of things that I'm about to show you are actually from job ads on the internet, and you can find these yourself, describing some of the skill sets that companies look for in biomedical engineers. So for example, they look for engineers to identify new device concepts and provide product-related suggestions. So for example, if I were to show you this internal automatic defibrillator, if you were going to try and develop the next device or figure out how to modify it, really seeing it in the OR is the only way you're going to be able to do that. Right? So you're going to be able to provide feedback on customer requirements and technical information that's highly relevant to that company in terms of how you get that device out. You're also really going to be able to facilitate technical interchange between physicians and the engineering staff. You'll be the bridge between the guy that puts this in the body and the person that makes it. In addition, you'll really provide the technical support to clinical researchers that are trying to implant these. For example, how much do they stimulate the body? How do you vary the parameters? Right? You'll actually also be able to provide product procedural technical explanations and demonstrations of new products to physicians. A key thing that you'll see in the OR. Very valuable experience in terms of applying for jobs. So the first thing you're probably asking yourself is, okay, I understand it's important, but how much time do I have to spend in the OR before I can really consider myself valuable to a company? Right? There is no really good answer to that except that more is better. That's just plain and simple. So in fact, we spend a lot of time in the OR. We're actually going to have you come here early. We call our program a one-year program, but you're really going to start in July. You're not going to start in September. We use the summer almost exclusively for time in the operating room. We run additional seminars that run in parallel with that experience, but in general, you're going to come July 1st, you're going to spend the first 8 weeks in an operating room. That's 3 days a week, probably no less than 8 hours a day. And we'll continue that throughout the year as needed with respect to your project. But in general, by the time you're done with our program, you will probably have experienced at least 150 hours within the operating room. But let's put that in perspective. If you were on the outside, you were applying for a job and you didn't have this experience, and you worked at a company and they said, well, we want to send you to an operating room to get you to do this type of work, how much do you think it would cost that company? Well, it turns out that companies pay on the order of $250 to about $300 per hour per person to enter the operating room. So you can do the math. If you've put in 150 hours, you've probably accumulated about $40,000 worth of training that a company would have to provide to get you to that point in time. That's why time in the OR is really valuable experience. Okay, now imagine that you have to get up early in the morning to see a surgery and be at class at 10 o'clock. It's really going to be important that those two facilities are close together, otherwise you're simply not going to be able to make it. In 2006, we built the Rubber B. Gergen Hall for Biomedical Engineering and Optics, shown here in the bottom right part of this slide. And when we built this building, we built it to be the closest building that was adjacent to the University School of Medicine and Dentistry, shown on the top-down map to the left. The medical center highlighted here in yellow, and the Department of Biomedical Engineering and the Center for Medical Technology and Innovation, shown here highlighted with our icon. And as you can see, that's only about 900 feet, 981 feet. It turns out to be fairly close. The distance between A and B, it's a 5-minute walk. So keep that in mind. When you have to go see surgeries, you're going to want to be close by. You're going to want to be able to go to class when you have to go to class. You're going to want to be able to see that surgery during the day, even if it's intermixed with all of your classes. So very important factor, we actually have facilities in both the Department of Biomedical Engineering as well as in the medical center, making it very easy to see surgeries throughout the time here at the University of Rochester. I'm often asked, when am I going to know who I'm going to work with? How are the clinical practicums set up? And when am I going to find out? Where am I going to be? Which OR? We work with two different individuals. Spencer Rosero, shown here on the left part of the slide, is the clinical director of the Center for Medical Technology and Innovation. He's a cardiologist and electrophysiologist here at the U of R, and actually helps connect us with a lot of the folks in cardiovascular surgery. Dr. Misu Mesfin, shown here in the bottom, is also an associate director here within the Center for Medical Technology and Innovation, and he helps set up many of the rotations within orthopedics and other areas. And so what I find quite remarkable about the program is that over the last 5 years, we've really worked with a lot of different people in a lot of different areas. And so we've had many students go through cardiology and cardiovascular surgery, as well as orthopedic surgery, neurosurgery, colorectal surgery, plastic surgery, and now anesthesiology. You're going to work with some of the best clinicians in the country in some of these clinics, and it's really been a remarkable journey for us over the last 4 or 5 years. In addition to the folks that you see on the screen, you're going to be working with your staff, the OR staff, the residents and the interns that are in those programs, and even some of the rehabilitative staff, for example, in orthopedics, and the follow-up, like what happens after I have a knee surgery, what type of therapy am I going to experience as I recover from that surgery. So there's really quite an interesting array of people that you're going to work with while you're here, and you're going to see some really remarkable surgeries. So just as a short list, we've had students see heart transplants, kidney transplants, stent procedures. We've seen knee surgery, shoulder surgeries, hand surgeries, spinal fusions. We've seen a whole host of different surgeries in neurosurgery and colorectal surgery. So really a remarkable array of surgeries that you're going to see in the upcoming year. Now, how do we figure out where to put you? So, we typically will wait until you join the program and come to the U of R. We'll put you into teams, and then we'll try to arrange teams that make the most sense and put you into the OR that hopefully aligns with your interests. So we do look for you to give us some input as to where you'd like to be, but in reality, it's not so much about which clinic you're going to be in at the end of the day, as much as it is about how much experience you're going to get in the OR. And really, that's the key to entering the medical device market and finding a job in the future in this field. And so, don't worry so much about the OR that you're going to be in, but be concerned about how much time and where you're going to be over the next year. I hope this short video has helped you make some important decisions about your choice in pursuing a graduate degree in biomedical engineering and the impact it will have on your career in the future. I hope I've conveyed why working with clinicians is essential in the medical device industry and how we meet that need. We specifically train students to identify and select the most promising unmet clinical needs in the operating room, and I truly hope you'll join us in the upcoming year. Again, my name is Greg Godowski. I am the Executive Director for the Center for Medical Technology and Innovation within the Department of Biomedical Engineering here at the University of Rochester. I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have on this topic. Please feel free to contact me either by joining me on LinkedIn or by shooting me an email or call me direct with the information shown here on this slide. That's it for now. Take care and have a good day.